Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So it is official, Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense, officially has been confirmed. It was a very close vote, and it was a vote where J.D. Vance ended up breaking the tie on, believe it or not. But nevertheless, they said he would not get confirmed. A couple of months ago, a lot of people said, oh, these allegations that are being thrown at him, despite there not being sufficient evidence, would be enough to sink him. It's hilarious how they came at such an opportune time. But regardless, it doesn't matter. The battle has been won. And officially, Donald Trump, one of his more controversial cabinet appointees, has been confirmed. And it wasn't without roadblocks. And we're going to get into some of the whole confirmation drama in this video, because you had 3 Republicans who voted against Pete Hegseth, and 2 of which are from ruby red states. And we're going to be talking about that as well, but also why Hegseth is good, why he's so encouraging. The fact that he's going to be in this administration is a very good thing. But really quickly, I have to tell you guys about our inauguration sale on the merch store, because, guys, it's only going to be going on for another day or 2, and the store is going to go away for quite some time. So I would recommend you guys check out the merch store. The link is down below, because you can save 15% off on literally everything using the code NEWPREZ. And we got a lot of these designs. We have old designs and new designs as well. We have the Donald Trump with the ice on mug and shirt. We have the New Year, New America. We got the Greenland merchandise as well for America's potential new territory. Donald's ice box. Can he make it happen? Well, if anybody can, it's him. But we got all the same old designs we had before and then some. And everything must go. Get 15% off right now at shop.redeaglepolitics.com. The link will be in the description and pinned comment down below. And Pete Hegseth is officially going to be the Secretary of Defense. And Donald Trump appointed him in part because he is somebody that has been very adamant about getting the wokeness out of the military. When you have all this propaganda that is woke for the military that's being put out, a lot of capable people don't want to join the military. And that's a major, major problem. It weakens us. And overall, you have a lot of weak leadership in the military. A lot of people up top, they're very woke people. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to stay that way. And when you have somebody like Pete Hegseth who's in there, Trump sees him as central casting. He looks the part. He is qualified. They say he's not qualified. He's a major. He's got double Ivy League degrees. Just because he happened to be on Fox News doesn't mean that the guy's not qualified for this position. We know he's qualified. Donald Trump selected him, and he was able to get through. And this is why they have to throw everything they have at him, because he's not one of the, establishment people for the position. And the fact that he has less credentials than somebody like a Mattis or Esper or whatever is probably a good thing, because there's not a lot of people that technically would have like the stereotypical credentials for somebody for this post that actually represent the interests of the American people. They really don't. You have a lot of these neocons, these Pentagon type of people. And those were the same people in Trump's first term that lied about troop counts in Syria, which caused us to be involved in these conflicts more than we needed to be involved in them. Trump sees somebody that is loyal. That is a very important merit, because you need somebody who's not going to stab the president and his agenda in the back constantly, like what we saw during Trump's first term. You don't have, the swamp surrounding Trump, because, when you first get to Washington, you don't really know who to pick, but you learn. You learn who your real friends are. Not having a second consecutive term in 2020, 2021, what that did is it allowed Donald Trump to reflect and say, okay, well, we've been through this before. Here are my real friends. Here are people that oppose my agenda, and definitely yet a lot of people that really showed their true colors in the Trump intermission era. And now that Trump is back and has completed his comeback, he wants people in positions of power that are going to demonstrate that they're actually loyal to him and thus his agenda. And that is partially why he's picking people like Pete Hegseth for these roles. And I think he's going to do a very good job, because that's Donald Trump's main concern for this position, is you have somebody who wants to put America first. You have somebody who is knowledgeable, who is capable, who is smart, looks the part, is central casting, and also wants to get the wokeness out of the military. And Hegseth is that guy. And, you know, the fact that he's on Fox News, and I guess you would say works a very cushy job there, or had worked, is probably a benefit. The fact that he'd want to take a job like this, where he's not going to be making millions upon millions of dollars a year to serve the country, is a very, very, very good thing, in my opinion. It shows that he's not, in it for that. He's in it to serve, and that's a good thing. And here is a clip of him at his confirmation hearing that kind of demonstrates the type of guy he is.
I feel, frankly, a little bit liberated. That I didn't work at Lockheed or any number of, pick a defense contractor. I didn't mean to point one out in particular. Pick any. I haven't. I don't have a special interest in any particular system or any particular company or any particular narrative. I want to know what works. I want to know what defeats our enemies, what keeps us safe, what deters them, what keeps our enemies up at night. Whatever that is, I want more of it, and I want to invest in it. And I know that's the view that President Trump has as well. Thank you.
So already you can see that he's somebody that's willing to call out these defense contractors. He's somebody who's not owned by them, unlike a lot of people in the Republican Party. That's why they've kind of had this brand of, it's the warmongering party. But that's not the case anymore. The Democrats have basically become it. Why do you think Kamala Harris was out there campaigning with Liz Cheney, of all people? And the old guard of the GOP is broken, and the old guard of the GOP is dying out. But even then, a lot of them are forced to fall in line. But then you have a lot of senators who, I guess you would say, represent that, who are not. And we'll talk about that, because you have people who voted against his confirmation that on paper have no business voting against his confirmation. We all knew Susan Collins voted against it. Now, I'm not really the biggest fan of Susan Collins, but I think primarying her out is a waste of time, because you would be wasting resources that could be used to primary out somebody else, and then actually have that primary challenger go on to win that election. Collins is somebody who is a rhino, but she's not from a red state. She's from Maine. And I don't really have expectations from somebody like her to begin with. Maine is a state that voted for Kamala Harris by like 6-7 points. It's not really showing signs of turning red anytime soon, but for some reason Collins is up there. Yeah, I mean, anything you get from her, it's like an added bonus. That's one thing. Maine having a Republican senator, there's really no blue state. I don't think there's a single state, right, I guess you would say a red state, like a non-swing red state that has a Democrat senator anymore. I mean, you had 3, and they were all defeated out or retired, because they would have been defeated out in the case of Manchin in 2024. But Collins being like that, independent 50-50 voter, whatever. I'm not the biggest fan of her, but you can live with it. You can understand it without being super upset about it. But then you have people from deep red states like Kentucky, which voted for Trump by 31 points, or Alaska, which voted for Trump by 14 points, that are voting against the cabinet nominee for Trump. Trump ran on getting the wokeness out of the military. He has a mandate to put somebody in there who's going to represent him and his agenda, plain and simple. But you have a lot of people who, it was like pulling teeth. You got Tom Tillis on board. He knows he has to get on board or face a primary. He's from a swing state that leans right. And then you have Joni Ernst from Iowa. That's a deep red state now. She eventually got on board because she realized, okay, I have to do this or I'm going to lose my seat in the primary. But then you have people like Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, of all people, we were told, he holds the line all the time. Yeah, no, he does not. Mitch McConnell is a loser. He is the reason why Republicans don't have 57, 58, 59 Senate seats right now. They've lost a lot because of his weak leadership, his poor allocation of funding, and just kind of the brand of the Senate GOP as a whole. It's been awful. And then Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, corrupt lunatic who changed the electoral system so she could win, and then blamed the lower 48 for trying to take the Senate seat when all the funding poured into those initiatives were from the lower 48 to begin with. It's embarrassing, but that's the way it is. And ranked choice voting was on the ballot in 2024 to get rid of it, to repeal it. It just narrowly survived. But again, we have to put it on the ballot again because last time there was no real serious funding effort against the initiative. But they basically bought and controlled a senator in a state that is a red state, but they've changed the system, making it extraordinarily confusing, which has allowed her to bypass the primary system. It's ridiculous what they're doing. And this is a red state. You have somebody who is weaker than Susan Collins, objectively weaker than Collins, that is in a deep red state. And then you have Mitch McConnell. He's just a total clown at this point, but he's going to be on his way out. I believe he's retiring in 2026, but it's like, you're from Kentucky. This state didn't just vote for Trump by 1 point either. It voted for Trump by 31. He got 2/3 of the vote in Kentucky. It's one of the reddest states in the nation now, in part thanks to Trump, by the way. He definitely pushed it from a state that was 15 points Republican to 30 points Republican. And Mitch McConnell wants to sit up here, this turtle, this ancient creature who is the epitome of everything wrong with the GOP establishment, and oppose the cabinet nominees of somebody who won the state by 31 points because they happen to oppose the establishment. They show their true colors as time goes on. I don't think McConnell would have probably voted against this pick in 2017 or whatever, but because now he's on his way out, he's showing his true colors even more and more by the day. And for some reason, the same left who opposed him relentlessly, at many times for valid reasons in the past, for his warmongering and just general corruption, you name it. These are the same people now that are going to sit back here and say he's a hero. It's the same thing that they did with McCain when he tried to screw Trump over on his way out. McConnell's doing the same exact thing right now. But either way, I will say it's a good thing. Pete Hegseth is confirmed. It's very likely that all of Trump's cabinet picks are going to be confirmed. The one questionable one at this stage in the game is Tulsi Gabbard, although it seems like she might have support from a couple of Democrats like Bernie Sanders, maybe somebody like a John Fetterman, who, again, like I said, you take the wins where you get them with them, but you can't have really high expectations. He didn't vote for Hegseth. A lot of people were like, he's a traitor. And it's like, well, no, he's a Democrat. I think that just people need to lower their expectations for Fetterman. He'll say a lot of right things, but again, like I said, it's one of those things where you just can't expect anything from the guy. He is still a Democrat, but if he throws you a bone every once in a while, take it, but still, we're going to beat you in 2028. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle out.